This is lines 147 to 153 in Ovid's account of the story of Pyramus and Thisbe. And Thisbe has just seen her lover Pyramus die essentially in her arms as she's called out to him. And Ovid continues here in 147. And she, so often Latin will start out a brand new independent sentence here with a QU word with essentially a relative pronoun, but in English we can't. So we're going to assume that this is like et ea. And she, after she recognized her veil, really her cloth, right? But we know that this is her veil. And she saw his ebor, so his ivory. And what we mean by this is his ivory scabbard, so the sheath for a sword. And the ebor, the ivory sheath, is described as vacuum ense, empty of its sword. So after she saw her veil and she saw the ivory sword sheath empty of its sword, she said, "Your hand and unlucky love have destroyed you. There is also to me brave in this one thing." And then we get manus here. So let's go back here. So the hand to me is also brave. Or let's take it a step further. My hand is also brave. So this dative of possession here with the verb to be. So my hand is brave in this one thing, and by this one thing we mean death. And et here, postpositioned to begin the sentence, commonly means also. So maybe short for etiam. She echoes the sentence, just replacing manus with amor. So my love is to me brave in this one deed. So my love is brave in this one deed. And so this, and we're talking about her love, will give strength. So this is the noun vis, that means strength or power. So this will give me strength in my wounds. Now, persequar could be one of two things. It could be future indicative, so I will follow through, I will follow. Or it could be subjunctive, present subjunctive, let me follow. There is a small difference there between them. They both refer to actions that are going to happen later. One is more deliberate and one is less. So let's try the future indicative first, because she seems pretty intent on doing this already. So I will follow him, having been extinguished, having ended his life. And I, very miserable, will be spoken of, will be called, will be said, the causa leti, the cause of his death, and your companion. So this makes it clear that she's talking to him, and so we can rephrase this and say, I will follow you, having died, having been extinguished, and I will be called, I'm very miserable, very poor, very wretched, will be called your cause of death and your companion in death, maybe we could say. And you, so we're going to take that same you there because we know we're talking to him. You who, from me, by death, are taken, and we have an infinitive here, so we know we need something to introduce it. Alas, alone, were able. So here we have the elements that tie all of this together. So, alas, you who were able to be wrenched away from me by death alone, you will not be able to be taken away from me by death. So, of course, here resolving to die.